Welcome everybody. I am so excited to see you in just a few short days. I wanted to give you a brief overview of Moodle. We've made some changes, so I wanted to make sure that we oriented you to what those changes are. So most of this should be familiar. Within the welcome section, it has a brief overview of what the course content will be, and then what your course texts are, both recommended and required. So required, your OTPF 4, so that should not be a surprise, your APA manual, you should have those two books. The documentation manual, you should also have that one as you're familiarizing yourself with documentation last semester. You should have that book and have started to familiarize yourself with it. This is a new text, the Morial and Amini. This is a workbook. So we'll be using this both in lab and outside of lab, and Dr. Simmons likes to use it in preparation for the MBC OT exam, so this is a great resource for you as well. And then your Pedretti, you have that as well. The recommended texts, your Ashers, this should be familiar from last semester, your assessment toolkit textbook. As you go through this intervention class, there is an expectation that you know or have chosen an assessment to gather the information from the client to then create a treatment plan, to create the intervention plan, and then your treatment sessions and interventions. These next three are totally recommended, although I do really encourage you to look at them and consider purchasing them. This haul is a toolkit. It's got handouts, things that you can copy and use in the clinic, education material. It's a big book, and I have it here. So it is large, but I really, truly recommend this text. The next is an intervention textbook. Since this is an intervention class and you'll be taking 2 intervention classes this semester, it might be worth considering a book that outlines interventions based on diagnoses. And then finally is the reference dictionary, which, I definitely carried mine around for several years as a new grad, so you can't go wrong with a quick reference dictionary. Announcements, anything important to the class, of course, we'll put here, and it will be pushed to you automatically to your email. Here's your ICE video link and attendance. We heard you and how confusing the way we outlined the weeks had been, so we made it consistent across the program. The weeks will run from Sunday to Saturday. Now, it looks a little bit different for the first weeks because you'll be on campus, but then starting on the second week, you'll see it runs from Sunday to Saturday, and the weeks are set up that way so that you will be able to prepare for class or for lab, and you'll have done all your readings, you'll have done all the work that you need to before you get on campus. So we hope that this will be more organized for you all. I've got an introduction to the course where you will see my video. Most of you have probably watched this video before, but if you're feeling a little what's the word I'm looking for? Like overwhelmed and not sure if you want to be an OT anymore after all the work you've been putting in, just take a peek at this video. It's really, really good. Now, I've tried to make each week's module the same. So there'll be expectations for the week, what your learning objectives are, what the assignments are. In this first week, it's pretty small because really this pre-week we want you to just take a little bit of time to yourself, Relax if you can. Don't think about OT school. You won't have any readings in preparation for lab unless you want to. But as you get through, the objectives are there's just a few of them, but as we get further into the semester, of course, there will be more objectives. So I put them into their own little separate files so that it's not quite so overwhelming on the screen when you look at them. So you'll have the objectives for the class, for the module week, any content that you need to prepare for in preparation for class, whatever the assignment is, and then whatever the lab agenda is for that week. Professor Fitzpatrick meme game is amazing, so I'm not going to go much further. I don't want to ruin the surprise. But if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out, and we look forward to seeing you really, really soon.